Breakout room 1, Amanda, Simona, Vanessa. Group 2, Ethan and Tim. Group 3, Dengmo, Jessica, and Judy. Consider these questions. Why was the NEP more successful? Show your understanding of the topic and take it beyond if you feel comfortable doing so. On your mark, get set, and have fun. Ethan, let's start off with y'all. What did you guys say?
So we said like the war communism didn't please peasants, and the people you want to please is the peasants of the population because they take up most of the population. And in war communism, it's just forcing them to do what they don't want to do and like barely having enough to survive, maybe until the next time they pay their tax. And in the NEP, like they are motivated to grow crops and give the other half to the government, making the government able to prosper and function, and also the peasants able to sell their crops and also have enough to feed themselves.
Yeah, and if you look at this, you can also see a pretty big change. In the video, did anybody hear what was the percent of production in Russia during the war communism years as compared to pre-war in 1913? Did anybody hear that statistic? In the video, it told us that in 1913 versus 1920, production was at 20% during war communism. Why do you think that was, Tim? Why do you think people were producing so much less in 1920 versus 1913?
Because they produce less, because like the government are taking everything they produces, so and the government aren't taking anything if they produce 1 ton. So if the people just produce 1 ton, it's the same as producing 10 tons of grain, so they produce less.
Yeah, percentages makes a difference, right? If you get to keep a percentage, it's much better than saying whatever you make, you'll keep the same amount, 1 ton. It's going to be a big motivating factor. What about our ladies group? Simona, what were you guys talking about?
We were talking about how like the NEP allows people with different beliefs to coexist in the society.
You want to elaborate a bit on that, Amanda?
So it's like there's still some capitalism because like it just ended, and like NEP allows some communism and some capitalism like kind of going together, and like more people who like are kind of like still believe in capitalism can kind of work on it.
How about we take it a little bit further then, Vanessa? Do you think that they were still being true to what they were trying to achieve during the revolution?
Wait, you mean the Communist Party? Or
with the beginning of the NEP, are the Bolsheviks still doing what they set out to do in the first place? Have they achieved anything?
Not exactly, but at least they gain power.
At least they gain power. It's more than not exactly, right? You just put it pretty succinctly. What about our last ladies group? What were you guys talking about, Jessica?
We thought that like both they have pros and cons, but maybe the NEP had like is more kind of maybe free, or maybe like kind of has like give the most of the choice to the peasants instead of on the government's hand.
The word free. It's interesting because we oftentimes associate communism with lack of freedom. I guess it's true. To have a communist government be successful, a communist society be successful, you do have to give up some basic freedoms, do you not? You have to give up the right to have everything you want, to keep what you produce. Capitalism is more free, but still the ideas behind communism are supposed to be that everybody has enough food, has shelter, has some leisure time, etc. But Jessica's using the word free. Judy, what do you think? Do you think communism can still be free? And do you think NEP is a better step in the right direction?
I think NEP is a better.
You think it's better, huh? Dengmo, agree? Why is NEP better?
I think it's both okay.
But Dengmo, what if you had been a strong Marxist who had fought and had loved ones die in the Russian Revolution and the Russian Civil War? Would you be okay with the NEP, or would you want stronger communist ideology as part of the new government? Amanda, I can see you want to answer this one. What would you feel? What would you be feeling?
I think I actually will be like hurt, but like, I mean, like as an outsider, I understand this why, but if I fought so hard, I would definitely be hurt, and like all I've done is nothing.
That's a pretty good historical perspective. You notice that you're an outsider, so you understand. But if you were an insider, a person that had risked so much, you might not be okay with it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I understand that completely as well.